Monday motivation. Start your week off flying high. Monday motivation. It's your time to rise and shine.
Happy Monday, guys. This is Rebecca here with Monday Motivation Podcast. And today I have Almira Bradford with us. Almira is an incredible artist. She works as an instructor at Paint with a Twist in Aurora and has incredible story. When I just met Almira, was in her interview. We were doing like a meet and greet, and she was talking to Josh, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you. But when I got to see you in your interview, it was incredible. You did a remarkable interview to the point that Kama, the lady from corporation, she was like, this was the best interview ever. Almira, you are inspiration. I'm excited that you're going to be sharing your story with our listeners. I do think this season that you are sharing is absolutely perfect because it's a season of giving, it's a season of hope. And this is all that you represent. You represent the giving, the hope. And it's just such an incredible success story that I know this is just the beginning of what you're sharing with the word about you. So can you just
You're gonna make me cry.
welcome. Can you just give a little bit of your background story? How did you grow up?
All right, let's see. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. This is different, but at the same, really exciting to be sharing with you guys. So let's see, travel back in time real quick. So I'm originally from Kazakhstan, and I lived there for like 14 years of my life. And when I was about 11 is when, so not the best childhood, of course, and the social workers like took me away and they took me to an orphanage. And then I kind of thought that like that was going to be my life. Like I was going to turn 16 or 15, 16. And then I was going to like have to like going to be like kicked out and like go do something else, like learn a trade, like be a cook or something like that. But when I turned 14, the craziest thing happened. Like an American family, like of all people on the other side of the world, just decided that they wanted me. And they came and they met me, and they actually thought that I was 7 when they came over there. And turns out that I was 14, which was way older than what they wanted. But for some crazy reasons, still kind of unknown to me, they decided to get me. And so here I am at 25, 11 years later in America, and I'm loving every moment.
Wow, what a big change, right? And how you're saying, like, when you were thinking, man, I'm going to this orphanage and I'm going to grow here and I'm going to have to do something, whatever that is opportunity given to me. How it is for you now to be an artist and the life that you live here, what is like?
Well, it's really crazy. It's way different. Like America, like we really have it so good here. And of course, I am definitely very Americanized now. But sometimes like I have like little reminders. I think of things and I'm like taken back. And I also have a few friends that are still over in Kazakhstan, but it's really hard over there because despite like you may be really talented and you might be like really ambitious, but that may not be enough just because the way that country is like it's so different from America. The sky like is not the limit. It all depends on like your upbringing, like the money your parents have. Like it's really hard to get like scholarships, even if you're really smart, to like make your way. So even though like back home, like I kind of knew that like, oh yeah, I was like relatively smart and I was like relatively talented at art, but I already knew that like there was no way for me to like really make it. I had to be realistic and I had to like learn a trade, like a cook or like a barber, something that was going to give me like definite income. Whereas like here, like it's so much easier. You just have to be like persistent, keep working at whatever it is that you love. And there's people out there that will support you and then like they will buy your art. But it's hard to explain. It's like the whole like culture, like the way that people are, I'm guessing, is like different. So like it just comes down to where it's way, way harder back home to like make enough money when like at a trade too.
Wow, that's crazy. So, Amira, how was for you to be, part of some of your years in that orphanage? What is the things that you remember the most?
It's like so hard. Well, one thing that my mom actually thought was also kind of stuck with her the most too, and I was telling her. So, well, to me, it was really normal. So, like, there's no such thing as like you can go take a shower whenever you want. You were like told when you can go take a shower, and you actually had to go in a different building, and you had to like bathe with everybody else. Like all the girls bathed together, all the guys bathed together. And then, especially when it's really cold outside. So I live in Colorado now. Well, we are, I guess, in Colorado. I'm like originally from Louisiana. But it would get so cold back home that by the time you walk back from the other building, your hair would like already be frozen over, like frosted over if your wet hair was showing. Just like it was really, I guess, like restricting. There wasn't like much. It was all like ordered. Like you were told when you could go eat, you were told when you could go outside, you were told when to do your homework, when to go to school, like when to go to bed, when to do your chores, and you had like a little bit of free time, but it was quite limited too.
So it was like you were in school without a break.
Basically, yes, and chores all the time. You woke up, you did chores before you went to school. You like left at the end of classes, you had more chores, and then you were fed, and then you had some free time, and then you had chores before you went to bed. But it was so repetitive, and you knew what was going to happen every day. And it was like, so I almost feel like a lot of children in the orphanages like that, you like lose like that spark. You're just kind of like, you don't see like there's something else you can do like to get out of it. And you already know like, oh, I have 2 more years and then I'll graduate, and then hopefully it will get better. But realistically, unless you had connections, or unless like your rich aunt or uncle, somebody showed up out of the blue and like took you away, like your life was kind of like set. Because by the time you're already like 16, 18, like getting like basic kind of like in like harsher terms kicked out of the orphanage, you were like on your own.
Wow. That's amazing. So you were telling me, I think listen, this interview is not even over, and I'm going to tell you this. I know I'm writing a book about my life because we relate in different things, and you should think about writing a book about yours because it's remarkable. And this is just the beginning of what we are talking about, that I am going to help share with the world who you are because it's incredible. This story has to be shared.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
It brings so much hope to people. I absolutely love it. So yesterday, when we were packing, we were doing Operation Christmas Child. We were doing the boxes. You shared some few things with me that deeply, I came home thinking about it. And you shared about, it's going to make me cry.
No, don't, because then I will too.
Can you tell me when you got a gift for the first time?
That was, I probably almost even remember the date. So I was 12 years old, and it was my second year at the shelter. So, because I spent 2 years at the shelter and 2 years at an actual orphanage, and they're like 2 different things. And I didn't even know what was happening, because so I was just excited that like the food was good there in general. And so like you were fed 3 times a day. And then I remember around the holiday season, because for all my life, like before, I lived with my grandma, and we never had any kind of celebration. So I knew, and we also celebrated New Year's, not Christmas. And I do remember like I had some friends that like they went to church and celebrated Christmas, And I always like wondered, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like I wonder why they go there. And I did know like sometimes they'll get like candy gifts and like little baskets there. And then, but when I was at the shelter, we had some people come, and I want to say they were Americans, but it was so long ago, I can't remember. But all of a sudden they like, we were in a line and they called us up and we all got boxes. And I do specifically like remember like the plane logo. And I do remember that some boxes were plastic and some were like the green and the red ones, because it was just like, it was really amazing. And they're like, and this is like this box, like everything that's in there, it's like all for you. And the most striking image that I remember from that time, of course, I still remember how the box smelled. I remember like the crayons, like, but I do remember like how the younger children that like, or me including too, like some of them got the yo-yos and the thing, and they like, it took us so long to figure out how it worked, because we're like, there's a ball and a string, like we don't know. And then some of the really, really young children, they some of them got toothpaste, and it was colored toothpaste, and I've never seen colored toothpaste in my life. But they ate it. They did not know that it was toothpaste.
Wow.
Because they're like, this is like minty, and I think I'm gonna eat it.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't even know that it was like from America or anything. I just thought like, oh, we got some presents. It's really cool. But when I was adopted, and my English was still really bad, and we were at church, and it was around Christmas, because I got adopted in like June 2007. And then that Christmas rolled around, and we were at church, and we're like leaving this service, and there's a bunch of those boxes stacked up because our church was doing it. And I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, like I recognize this box. So when we got home, I got on Google Translate, and I was asking my mom like what it was. And she said it got sent to children in like other countries. And I was like, well, I've gotten that box. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was the same box that I got twice.
That's remarkable. And now I know you organize for us to get the boxes ready and send those boxes out. And this is very important to you because you know how it feels like.
Definitely. To like know that like all those things in there are all for you and nobody could take it away. And just like that's even like from strangers. We didn't even really know who it was from or anything like that, but it was definitely it was like the holiday that like lasted the whole year or like a couple years.
Wow, that's incredible. So Almira, if you say like a lot of the people, they do those Christmas giving, the little child operation box, and they never heard back from the people, that they give, but you can say for sure that those little boxes has a deeply effect in real people's life.
Oh, they do. And the reason I always write a letter in mine and I always include my address is because I do remember there's only just a couple children, I believe. I don't think there were many that did get like a little like letter and like a family photo in their box. So just
that was amazing.
So I know that like it's just like really great like that it actually like goes somewhere and somebody gets it, because a lot of like honestly a lot of like fundraisers and stuff that happens, like you don't know like, oh, does it like, oh, I'm donating this money, is it really like meeting someone's needs, or is it like going where it's supposed to go? But to be able to say like I've gotten those boxes and I know that children out there that like really need them like get them, so that's like the amazing thing, that I know that it gets delivered where it's meant to go.
That's incredible. So Almira, tell us, what is your future goals?
That's such a hard one. I definitely know like now I know that I'm here for a purpose, and that there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like I got adopted so late like in my life that it's almost like a miracle. I never thought it was going to happen to me. So just the fact that like I'm here, that I was able to go to college. Well, I was like the first one of my biological family to like ever go to college. So that's kind of amazing. Like I was just like given this second family and this second chance. So I don't know. I hope God kind of like tells me where he wants me to be. Well, right now I kind of feel like I am I may not be at a place like what I'm supposed to be doing, but I am where I'm supposed to be. And I just know that eventually, like, I'll be able to like make a difference. Like, I want to make a difference, and I want to know that like those efforts weren't wasted. Like, I just wasn't like adopted and I came here and I'm just going to enjoy my life in America. Like, I don't know, like, I definitely know that I'm going to adopt. I've decided that 100%. Doesn't
I
matter
know.
if my husband is like against it, then I'm going to like, I'm going to adopt by myself. But I definitely want to be that person going and like taking a child and like making, like giving them a second chance and turning their life around.
You know, we relate a lot in this aspect because I feel exactly the same. Is because I was also adopted at a very late age. I was adopted 21, so the family raised
21. Oh my God.
Yeah,
that is very late.
it is so late. I was like, come on, guys, you raised me my entire life because I was adopted so late, but they raised me my entire life. I feel the same way where I don't want to waste my life, but I want to make something incredible out of my life because of the chance that was given to me.
It's totally different perspective. I feel like it's just like, even looking back, I don't know if it's the same for you, but sometimes I think back on my younger years and like little memories that pop up, and it almost feels like it didn't happen to me. I'm like, there's no way I was able to like live with like 3 t-shirts and like 1 pair of pants. Like, I have like the whole closet of clothes.
Yeah.
Like, just like all the little things like that.
Yeah, it reflects. But you know what? The thing is, this only builds you up now. It's not where you come from, but it's how you're gonna end. And I know you're gonna have incredible future. I'll be here to cheer you up, to invest in you. And
Thank you.
I think you are one of the most incredible artists that I ever met. Your artwork and just it's so much fun to see you just navigating in your gift. You know, you teach in the studio that we open. And to tell you the truth, now that I see the studio happening, and I was at your class last night, and to tell you the truth, that when I see that happen, it makes me think that this is why we built that place for you to shine. And not only that, there's way more opportunities to come that is going to come for you to just be the creative that you are, the artist, talent, giving, inspire woman that you are. And
it's amazing to share that with other people too, like share just like through art.
Yeah, it's just united. It does unite people in a very incredible way. Now, let me ask you this. Do you have a favorite quote? Do you have a word that was spoke to you that helps you to live by, that motivates you?
I do have a favorite quote. Well, one of my favorite quotes that I think of the top of my head right now. And I know maybe it was Beckett that said it, not like 100%. A wise man once said it, but it goes something like this. It goes, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better. Because there's no way you can just try at something one time and it's going to be perfect and amazing and you're just going to succeed. Because then you lose that perspective of failure. I feel like if you know something like your goal, you just have to keep working at it. You may fail like 1,000 times. Like J.K. Rowling with the Harry Potter, like so many people turn her down and like look at her now. So they're just like one example that everybody can probably relate to. But that's just how I feel. Or like even your past, even at the time you may be like, why is this happening to me? But then later on you look at it and like, oh, that's why. Like, why did I fail at this? Oh, to learn that. And why did I fail again? Well, just so that I wasn't so like, I guess like proud of that accomplishment. So it just like gives you like a little more insight, I guess. So that's why I really like that quote.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And what do you see the future? What is the future like?
I don't know. I think it's a little scary. And then at the same time, it's a little bright. Because when I moved to Colorado about a year ago, I didn't know anybody and I was scared out of my mind. But somehow I don't know, I almost feel like God led me here. And it just kind of happened because it was like all so crazy. And all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm moving in 2 weeks. like just packed up my car and came here. But I've made so many amazing friends and like met you guys. Really so honored to like be working at the studio, and it's so fun and definitely a big joy. So I don't know. I feel like if I just have faith, things are just going to start falling into place.
It will, Almira. I just want to say thank you for being here, for sharing your story with our listeners. Please work on that book. We really want to read it.
Maybe one day. You're not the first person to tell me that, so I don't know. Maybe I'll like, and the other side project.
Sometimes you have to ask the questions, why not?
I know, but you're so good at it. You've done so many already. I have no
come on. The question is, why not? Why not to share your story?
Yeah.
Why not to bring hope to people that need? Why not to try? Why not?
That's good. This was so amazing. Now I just want to go and do things and be productive.
That's the goal. That's why we do this podcast. Is to tell
Start the first chapter. Things are not as bad as they seem.
Right. This is a podcast that tell people to jump. Jump. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how you're going to end. But jump and trust that God's hand is there. And you listen, if you don't ever jump, you never know what is there holding you.
That's exactly right. The only chances you regret is the ones you didn't take.
Yeah. So, Almira, thank you. You're amazing. You. Please, how can people see your art?
I don't have an official page as of yet. I do have my Instagram, and it's Almira19. It's ALMIRA 19. And I do post a lot of my art there. But I have been recently thinking that I want to do a specific account just for that. So definitely be on the lookout because it's going to be happening soon.
It will. All right, Almira, thank you so much for being here on Monday Motivation Podcast, and just keep fighting the fight. You're amazing.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.